Bitcoin you buy, the price go up.
Very funny.
I know it's kind of confusing, so I'll send you some Bitcoin so you can start using it.
So, how was your date? 10 weeks later.
Also, no buying of gold more than $3,000. You will be fined and punished. Yes. That's right.
Bitcoin is pumping. Everything is pumping. We are going to the moon. 20K baby.
Isn't Bitcoin a big fat scam?
You are a no-coiner?
You made it. We both made it.
I'm so glad I listened to you. It feels so good to be on the moon. My friends sold. They had weak hands. Look over there. That's my moon Lamborghini.
You deserve it, Sam. Mr. No Coiner.
Let's talk later. So, tell me more about this digital gold you keep talking about.
Well, where do I start? Bitcoin solves a problem most people aren't even aware they have, so, for you to understand Bitcoin, you need to understand the problem. You see, ever since the beginning of time, people have been searching for a way to store value. Instead of having to keep cattle, people would rather hold cowries, or gold, which they know they can sell for goods and services later. Whereas cattle could just die after some time. During wars they would raid for gold and were able to trade the gold with other countries. This allowed gold to be a widely accepted standard. Since it was hard to get, and it was scarce. Even though people had gold, it could easily be seized by the king or politicians. It's actually very common for a local ruler to seize your wealth, at least once every 50 years. Anyway, soon politicians realized, instead of carrying gold around, you could just hold a piece of paper that says you have that amount of gold. And that was the birth of paper money. The idea was that each of the paper notes would be backed by actual gold, but trust politicians to abuse power. They realized, they can't make more gold, but instead of making more gold, why don't they just make more paper? And share it to all of their friends. And so this printing of more paper meant, the paper in circulation, wasn't matching the value of the gold in their reserves, and thus the paper money losing its value, which also meant inflation. To put in simple terms, the average guy wakes up, and the price of bread is doubled. He's wondering why but doesn't understand it's because of this problem. The price of everything increases, but your income stays the same. This is a worldwide problem, common in many countries. The U.S. Reserve just printed $6 trillion worth of money, from thin air. There is no gold behind it. So you work for money and someone else just prints it. To put into perspective, 1 trillion will make 1 million millionaires. The government just printed 6 million millionaires in a few weeks. Do you know how hard it is to earn 1 million? I don't understand, but it's my money.
Unfortunately, you can't withdraw more than $3,000 at the moment, because we don't have that much cash.
Please, sir, I really need it to pay for my son's education. I put it in there, why can't I get it back?
Ma'am, it goes against our policy. There's nothing I can do.
This isn't right, it's my money. Please, sir, please.
I'm deeply sorry.
You see, every time they print money out of thin air, the economy eventually crashes. All paper money leads to zero. It's been that way forever. Walk with me. So just like in 2008, when the economy crashes, everyone tries to get their money from the bank and they realize it's not even there. Most banks do what is called fractional reserve banking. That means they don't actually have all your money in their vault.
So, not only are they devaluing my money, they are also not giving me access to my money when I most need it.
I can see you're following along. So, in 2008, an anonymous person named Satoshi Nakamoto created a new digital form of money that is a fixed supply and gives you total control of your money. There are only 21 million bitcoins that can ever exist. And there is a technology behind it that ensures it stays that way. You see, just the same way a bank keeps a record of all the bank accounts they have, there is also a record of all the Bitcoin accounts and transaction history. It is stored on a public record, called a blockchain. This record is hosted on many computers all over the world, by normal people like me and you. Anyone can keep the record. So, when I want to send money to you, I don't need the bank acting as a middleman. I can just send it to you and the public ledger will ensure that it reflects in your own account.
Wow. So you mean I don't need to wait on the bank?
You see, unlike bank transactions that take 2 to 3 days to actual settle, Bitcoin transactions mostly happen in 10 minutes, or less, depending on how busy the network is. Bitcoins, like gold, are mined using computers. It's all digital. On blockchain, code is law. What is on the blockchain is permanent and can never be changed. The process of creating bitcoins is by using computers to solve extremely hard mathematical computations. Every time a computer solves one of these computations, it is rewarded with bitcoins. Just the way gold miners dig the earth for gold, Bitcoin miners dig the Bitcoin network for bitcoins.
I think I'm beginning to get a hang of it.
I'm glad you are. Here is your stop.
Thanks for the info, Miss Green.
You're welcome. We'll talk more tomorrow. I think this is your bus stop.
See you later, Miss Green.
Goodbye, Sam. Another day of doing the Lord's work.